Greetings, everyone. This is Karen Michelle with Loyalty Royalty Recovery with another video. This video right here is really touching for me. So all of you guys that are out there in the surplus business, helping people after foreclosure, helping people during the foreclosure process, those claimants that are happen to vacate as soon as they find out their property has been sold, I want you to watch this video and I want you to take notes. So first, as always, I try to do this, but today is a little bit sensitive for me, a little touching for me, but for those that are new to this channel, make sure that you hit that notification bell, you give me a thumbs up, and you follow, you share this video, and subscribe to the channel, because as always, I'm always bringing great content, not just for me, but for you and for the many more people that will come to this channel. Okay, so y'all, this is hard. I just left a claimant's home. I had to get a POA signed. I had to get a wet ink signature. For those that don't know, I am a notary as well. This is a business that my husband and I started back in 2019. We have a business partner that we actually do this business with. So I am able to notarize documents and get wet ink signatures from claimants. This claimant, was not hard at all. I reached out to him the day of the auction when his property sold. And I remember him calling me back. I was at the dentist office with my children, getting their teeth cleaned before school, the whole routine that we do. And he called me back and I was like, well, hello. And I called him Mr. John. I said, hello, Mr. John. I was like, thank you for calling me back. You always thank them. Thank them, because they could have easily skipped over you and called someone else. But at that time, at that point in time, I knew that God was aligning something there. I was the angel that was supposed to help Mr. John. I just knew it was my assignment at that point when he called me back. We talked and I told him, what happened and how much his property sold for at auction. And I told him that there's a surplus there because there was an overbid. And what happens, when there's an overbid, there's a surplus that is created and that money is due back to him. And so I just went on, some people don't spill the beans, on the first phone call, but I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help people. The money is good. Don't get me wrong. The money is good. That money helps me take care of my family and my business and to, do what I enjoy doing, and that's helping people. So long story short, we spoke and he went on and gave me his email address and I sent over documents to him and everything. And he was so upfront and honest about things. He said, you know what, 35% is a little, can we do 30%? That'll put a little bit more money in my pocket. And I said, you know what, Mr. John, I have no problem with that. I can do this claim for 30%. That's no problem. And so I went on and got the information and sent it over to him. He signed off, but there was other things that needed to be done to actually complete this claim. And I needed a copy of his driver's license and I needed to get the POA, which is the power of attorney, signed. And that's what I needed, a wet ink signature and notarized. And so I kid you not, you guys, he went MIA for like a week and a half. Like, I kid you not, I thought this deal had went like down the drain. I thought maybe he, went with someone else. Maybe someone came in on the deal and was like, I'll do it at 25, 20. Y'all know how some of us do. Okay, we try to go in and try to get a deal by going down on that percentage, but at the end of the day, you're getting the short end of the stick, and you're getting the attorney that has to do all this work, the short end of the stick. So that's another story. So all these things started playing in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I had to stop myself in my footsteps and say, you know what? was like, Karen, don't do that. Don't do that. Do you remember the day he called you back and you just knew that God had picked you? He had picked his special angel to help him. I said, I do remember that. I said, well, don't do that. Don't do that. And so I text him. I would call him. And I would text him and he wouldn't respond. And I'm like, okay. And I wasn't going to give up, but I wasn't going to force it on him. I was like, maybe something came up, I don't know. And so my husband started pushing me a little bit more, and my mentor out in California, he started pushing me more. He was like, get this claimant on the phone. We need to get these documents signed so we can get this to the attorney ASAP so we can actually, get this processed for him. So, long story short, it went like almost a week and a half, okay? And for whatever reason, my husband grabs my phone this morning and he messages Mr. John. And this is all, I just came in from working out. I'm like taking a shower. And he's like, yeah, I just text Mr. John. And he's responding back. And I'm like, what? I said, I've been messaging him for over a week now. He has not said anything back to me. How do you get him to respond back? What did you say to him? And so he was pretty much like, hey, we need to get this POA signed, And then what Mr. John ended up confessing was that the new owners had already contacted him with a letter in the mail saying that you have till this day to get out. You have to vacate the premises. And I think that's what put fire under his butt to move, quicker and to respond back to our messages. So speeding on up today, I'm on my way out there, and I'm here to, I already know his situation. So let me go back a little bit. I already knew a little bit of his situation. His foot was amputated 3 years ago. So y'all can already, you already know what that can do to you mentally, physically, emotionally. And so he was in a wheelchair, but I got there, he had already met me outside, and he was sitting in his wheelchair. And I'm a hugger, y'all. I'm a hugger. So I wanted to hug him, but I was like, everybody's not a hugger. You kind of have to be very mindful of people's space. And so I shook his hand and he shook my hand. I was like, Mr. John, I'm Karen. It's so nice to meet you. And I said, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? He said, I'm here. I said, that's a blessing. And while I'm standing there, I'm kind of, looking around. I always, look around my surroundings. And I noticed that, he may have been here for quite a bit of time. And he may have collected a lot of things into this home. And I had there was a cat stench, like maybe some pets or something, or cat poo poo, So I understand how why he greeted me outside, because he probably did not. He was probably too ashamed to let me in the house, and that's okay. I understand that. But we stood there and we talked, and I didn't just go over there to shove paperwork right in his face, like, here, I need you to sign here. No, first, how are you doing? Is there anything I can assist you with? Is there anything I can help you with? Well, the new owner, he sent a letter and he called and he said, I have until the 10th. I said, well, the 10th was just yesterday. He said, yeah, I have till the 10th to vacate. And I said, oh, Mr. John, that's not enough time. I said, well, can you take a picture of this letter and send it to me? And maybe I can see if my husband, because my husband is a really great negotiator, okay? I was like, maybe I can get my husband to call him and see if we can buy some more time. I know you need time, because I just told y'all just a second ago, his foot was amputated 3 years ago. So you're talking about a man in a wheelchair that is not capable of packing up this townhome to move within days, a day, 24 hours, 48 hours, And so I told him, let me see what I can do. And I went on and got the document signed, and I told him, I can email him a copy back, or if I can mail it, or however he wanted me to do it. But my biggest concern was, where was Mr. John going to go? And this is a situation that we are running across for our elderly people. And I said I wasn't going to cry because it hurts. It hurts my heart to see elderly people get put out of their homes, and they have nowhere to go. And I said, Mr. John, is it just you here? He said, no, my son. But I didn't go into detail and ask, if his son was, how old he was, if he's taking care of him. I didn't go into all of that. But this is not the only case we work this week that is just like this. We have another elderly lady in Tennessee. And my husband's been working on trying to buy her time to before she has to vacate. And this is happening to everyone, not just our elderly people, but this is happening all over the world. But the elderly people, it touches me so much because it makes me think of my mom. It makes me think of my grandmother. Had they ever been in a situation like this and not have family that can help them. And these are people that don't have family that can help them, And so, you try to help as much as you can. You just really try to help as much as you can for these people. And so when I got in the car, my husband was like, good job, babe. This is our calling to help the elderly people because they don't have family. They don't have anywhere to go once they tell them they have to vacate their property. He said, this is exactly why I wanted us to get into this business. So, y'all, it was a quiet ride home. It was a quiet ride home. I'm sweating a little bit. It's a little warm where I'm at. But we were listening to Jim Rohn. And he said something. The light's trying to cut off on me. He had said something about allow people's pain to wrap around your heart. And try to help people. And that brought tears to my eyes again. And I said, wow, that hit home. And my husband looked over at me and I said, I just want to help Mr. John. I want to go over and beyond this whole surplus thing. I want to go over and beyond whatever. I understand. Away from business, personally, I want to help Mr. John. And he said, I understand, baby, and we're going to do everything we can. He said, the best thing for him right now is to probably move into an assisted living home. I said, you know what? You're probably right. So that is my testimony today. Not only did I close a deal, yay for that. Okay, yeah, we're closing deals. But are we being compassionate towards these claimants? Understanding the situation that they're going through. Are we being compassionate? Are we going over and beyond just recovering those funds? Okay? Because I already told Mr. John if there's anything he needs, if he needs me to make a grocery store run or whatever, bring a case of water, whatever, find some movers, whatever he needs, let me know. And I'm here to help you. That's going over and beyond in this business. It is, seriously. So I just want to come through real quick with this testimony. First, tell you guys I love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're watching this video and you know nothing about surplus and you want to get into the business, I'm hosting a class twice out of the month. I'm teaching people how to do this business. And you really have to have the heart for this business. You really have to be aligned spiritually with the Most High to do this business, okay? Because you have to understand what people are going through when they're losing their property. You have to be very understandable and have to know how to talk to them, how to handle the situation. So thank you guys so much. Again, for all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for all your likes, your loves, your comments. Thank you for sharing this with friends and family. Again, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that notification bell, you subscribe to this channel, and you go ahead and give me a thumbs up, because I'm going to come back with more. All right, I love you guys. Make sure you are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll touch bases with you guys soon. Peace and love. Bye.